Dad, I am your long-lost illegitimate child, one of the few products of love among the countless encounters in your career as a monster. However, in order to survive, I had to humiliate myself and acknowledge you as my father, even though you didn't believe me. The story goes like this. When I woke up, there were strange-looking monsters on my left and human warriors fighting fiercely on my right. In my pajamas, I looked around in confusion and asked myself, who am I? Where am I? What happened? Suddenly, I remembered that I had been playing games all night in front of my computer. Just as I was about to reach the highest level in the game, I felt a sudden pain in my heart, and then I died. So, did I travel through death? But why was I about to be killed right after I arrived? As the monsters were yelling at me, and I was screaming for help, a bald superhero appeared. He looked like a powerful hero and activated the spirit of Hawk, killing the monster that was about to attack me with one blow. He turned around and asked me, hey, you don't seem to be a strong man. What are you doing here? I could only embarrassingly say, I think I drank too much. How do I get out of this place? But his reply left me confused. You're an idiot. Once you enter the monster lair, you can only get out after defeating the boss. I advise you not to wander around and find a place to hide. I do not know anything about this place. I just crossed over here. What the hell is wrong with that guy? Now I understand the current situation. I have crossed over into a gaming world where there are levels and professions. For example, this alchemist is level 55, and he knocked down a small monster with an elemental bomb and boasted, this must be the lair we're looking for. The monster was killed with one small skill. What a piece of trash. But the next second, a monster suddenly appeared behind him, and then boom, he was killed instantly. It turned out to be Daiwa, the Hidden Lair's boss and king of all demons. As a newbie who had just crossed over, I could only hide behind a rock, trembling with fear. If these guys defeat the boss, I'll be able to get out of this place. Maybe this group of people can take me in. Then I can mix with someone who is very strong. Only strong persons can enjoy the glory and wealth here. Come on guys, I'm counting on you. The first one to appear was an 80-level knight of exorcism. It is said that he is the second strongest defender on the entire continent. His shield is immune to all kinds of attacks as well. There are no scars on his shield and armor, and it looks very reliable. But the boss smashed him into pieces with just one punch. Where's your pride now? Where's the strongest defense? Let's fight it together. We can beat him. Next, the second hero appeared. He was the bald man who had just saved me. He is an 85-level jungle warrior. I heard that bald men are all strong, but I don't know if it's true. He summoned a wild wolf, and the wolf bit towards the boss with its big bloody mouth, but the boss punched through the wolf's throat. It seems like it's not that our heroes are too weak, but that the boss is too strong. Just like that, the boss appeared for only a few minutes, and all of our side was killed instantly. Finally, only I was left struggling to survive. The boss teleported to me. There's one last piece of shit still left. Just as the boss was about to punch me, in that split second, a sandbag-sized fist was only 1 centimeter away from my face. I hastily shouted, wait, I have something to say. The boss's fist stopped in midair. What? Are you gonna beg for your life now? I risked it all and shouted, Father, I'm one of your children. You might not remember my appearance, but our blood is thicker than water. After hearing this, the boss angrily said, I'm the boss of this demon garden, one of the demon lords, Daiwa, Manhwa continent's strongest creature. What makes you think that you can call yourself an offspring of mine? I calmly replied, blood. The boss asked me to prove it, and a big stone bowl appeared. I told the boss, you just have to put drops of your blood into the water in this stone bowl. After that, I'll put my own drops of blood into it as well. If it mixes and dissolves together, then I'm your son. This is the so-called identify family with blood method. I thought to myself, although using blood to identify our family is not a scientific method, in this world where science doesn't really exist, I can probably trick this guy with it. As long as he accepts to use this method, then I'm midway towards success. Also, I'm using warm water. Even if it's a complete stranger, the blood will still mix together. I reached out my hand. Father, please proceed. The demon king started biting his own fingers, and a big glob of green blood splattered into the bowl. Looking at the bowl of green blood, I muttered to myself, shit, your blood is fucking neon green, huh? Just as I hesitated and wavered, he urged me to hurry up again. I had no choice but to brace myself and go through with it, thinking to myself, we're all living creatures, so why is he so freaking indifferent? Is it because he's the boss? Ish. I was careless. My red blood dropped into his green blood, and I said to the boss, look, it dissolved. But he suddenly flew into a rage. Are you trying to get yourself killed, you little punk? It's over. It's over. It seems like this boss is not so easy to fool after all. Is my life going to end here? He reached out and hugged me to his chest. Why did it take you so long to come look for me, my child? After hearing that, I thought to myself, it seems like this guy here is colorblind. Can't you stop startling me like that? I was almost scared to death. Well, at least I managed to survive. Okay, let me shed tears and feel the difficulty of survival. But then, this demon king said, but this place has its own rules. You still need to die, or else this round of war will never end. Is he playing with me? I was completely played with by the demon king like this. Body and mind destroyed. He happily ended the battle and collected his rewards before walking away without looking back into his own dungeon. At this moment, another vice general named Bayer appeared on the road. The demon lord instructed her to bring my corpse back and revive me, but the following conversation left me confused. Lord Daiwa, are you really gonna accept him as your son? The humans man's blood, regardless of what method they use, will never be able to dissolve into mine, but this blood could. I'm sure you understand what this means. Just follow what I told you to do." Bear smiled and indicated that she understood. As the blood flowed into my corpse, I suddenly woke up. Wah! I'm still alive. I thought I was squashed to death. Bear told me that I am now recognized as Lord Daiwa's offspring, and that he gave me the name Chiwu, 75. I was confused and asked, "Young Master Chiwu, you talking to me?" Bear replied, "That's right. That's the name Lord Daiwa gave to you, his son, because today is his 75th round of war, and also his 75th victory streak. So he gave you the name Chiwu." I thought to myself, so that guy really sees me as his son, but he's so bad at giving names. I asked Bear, "Then, you are?" Bear replied, "I am the high ranker Bear, Lord Daiwa's assistant. I'm in charge of your meals, clothes, the place you live, as well as the supervisor for your training with Lord Daiwa." While I was still marveling at the fact that such a pretty lady is also a monster, I thought that love can overcome anything. But then I realized, wait, what training? I already accepted the Demon Lord as my dad. Can't I just relax? Before I could figure out what was going on, the Demon Lord unleashed consecutive hits from the Demon Lord and turned me into pulp once again. But I revived once again. The Demon Lord used another attack, Demon's Breath, which burned me down to just one arm. Heal! Then the Demon Lord used another move, Demon's Flying Kick, and I flew out 100 meters and hit the wall, turning into pulp. I asked for a break and begged Bear, "Big sister, please have mercy on me. I'm really tired. I really don't want to be continuously squashed to pulp. If this continues, I'm gonna end up having a mental breakdown. I still have so many things I want to do. I never even got the chance to experience what it's like to be liked by a girl. If I lost my sanity before that, my life is gonna be full of regrets." Suddenly, I heard someone say, "I like you. Is this what it feels like to be held in a girl's arms? You can hold me a little longer. It's okay. On Manhwa's continent, there exists a profession that's the most challenging of all challengers. Simply by killing any monster, one can activate their challenger status and become a challenger. After becoming a challenger, you can only activate your challenger status when you manage to kill one of the monsters residing in Manhwa. Once you become a challenger, you can go to the monster's lair, the creepy research center, to start your training. The challengers who pass the training sessions are given the rights to choose a career. Every career has its own unique ability, such as Wandering Knight, Exorcist Knight, Alchemist, Swordsman, Taoist Priest, and Warrior. By choosing a suitable career for oneself, the challengers will be able to utilize their skills better. They can defeat the monsters residing in those monster lairs, continuously getting rewarded with wealth, equipment, and experience points to become an absolute powerhouse, high rank. See, the challenger method is more suitable for me. So, Fire sister, please give me some time to be strong. Only then can I fight with that old man. So, I discussed with my Demon Lord dad, and he gave me 3 days time. I will use my own way to become stronger, according to the system's prompt. First, I need to kill a monster to become a challenger. Bear, can you arrange it for me? Why don't you let this big bro go back? Please bring someone easier. She thought for a moment and led me to a super small monster, which looked very painful and barely alive. Bear also told me about his painful experience. His name is Buluabulafu. He got heavily injured due to a challenger's skill. He's still suffering from the poison's torture. He probably can't hold on any longer. But Bear said, both Lord Daiwa and I can't do anything to save him. He's really pitiful. Most likely, only by ending him will he be released from this misery. How am I even supposed to lay my hand on him? But this painful monster told me, I know this might seem kind of cruel to you, but it's something wonderful, so you don't have to be burdened by this, and gave me some psychological support. I cried and said, I believe you'll be strong in the future, and I am one of the keys for that to happen. Bring it on, my child. Do it. I'll be happy like how I fell asleep in my second aunt's arms for the first time. This speech instantly made me unable to hold back my tears. How could a monster be so gentle and kind? I am really touched. I put my hand on his mouth and nose and said, rest in peace, Buluabulafu. I will not let your kindness go to waste. The system then prompted Challenger identity activated. I exclaimed, I really became a challenger. Even my outfit changed. This is my panel. I am now a level 5 initial challenger. At this stage, it may not be a good idea to change jobs, so I plan to level up as soon as possible. So I asked Bear to arrange other monsters for me to try. That's how 3 demons garden apple demons appeared in front of me. With confidence, I said, I'm not the same as before anymore. You guys better. Before being punched by one of them before I could finish my sentence. Are you sure these are the lowest combat ability monsters residing here? I questioned. Just as I was doubting, I suddenly realized a problem. Why didn't it hurt so much? Could it be that my dad's blood slowly changed my physique? But just as I said it didn't hurt, they were instantly angered and started to beat me like crazy. Enough, please stop. I cried. What should I do? I can't even beat the weakest one. It seems like it's still not going to work. My defense and HP may be higher than normal because I absorbed my old man's blood, but my attack power is still too low. I spent half a day out there, yet there was still not a single monster I could defeat. Just when I was feeling down, I suddenly thought of a question, so I immediately asked Bayer to take me to my dad's duplicate battlefield. Sure enough, humans were fighting monsters here, and as a challenger, I could just lie here and freeload the EXP. It felt so right. I was so smart. So I hid and freeloaded the EXP. As the first batch of challengers fought the duplicate, the second batch of challengers fought the duplicate, and the nth batch of challengers fought the duplicate. Until the next day, I stayed up all night, freeloaded the EXP, and finally reached level 100. Just when I was feeling happy, I suddenly discovered a strange phenomenon. I had reached the maximum level, but the EXP was still increasing. Then a wonderful feeling rushed over me. Did I have to stay up all night in the game and die of a heart attack again? Suddenly, a system prompt appeared in my mind. BD, because you've gone past the EXP bar LIMT, the hell settings will now be activated for you. What the heck? Suddenly, I burst out with tremendous energy. The burst of energy broke through the sky, and the people below were amazed. What happened up there? Even my dad, a powerful boss, was very confused. What kind of trick is he up to now? At this moment, I was in the smoke. Cough, cough, cough. The smoke was so thick, I couldn't see anything. What was going on? How come I was still here? Just then, my character panel changed. Now I was a level 1 beginner challenger, but the combat and defense indexes seemed to be unreadable. I just leveled up. I freeloaded the EXP for a day and night, and just then, another human appeared. He held a cannon and said to us, I wonder, with my luck, what kind of items will drop after I kill these 2 high-ranked monsters. I yelled, if you're wrong, can't you see that I'm a beginner challenger? But he looked at me and Bayer and said, stop your nonsense. You look extremely intimate with that female monster beside you. If you're not a monster, what are you? He fired the cannon regardless of everything, and I threw myself in front of Bayer in the face of danger. That's how I alone took all the damage. Bayer, you're the only girl who's ever said she liked me, so I will definitely treat you well in this lifetime. With a loud explosion that echoed through the sky, rocks around began to shatter and fall. The people below exclaimed in surprise, that guy sure is strong. I never expected him to be this wild. He'll hurt us in the process. Then a lump of dark purple crystal crashed towards the ground. The chubby guy looked puzzled and said, huh? What's this? He is dead. What happened? What's that black crystal thing on him? As the barrage continued, I fell off the mountain cliff, yet I didn't feel any pain at all. Bayer's sister next to me said, now I need to teleport you back, as we're already in the battlefield. Otherwise, you'll have to be killed by the demon lord before the battle ends. She also warned me that it was very dangerous here, as the humans had discovered high-ranking monsters and were preparing to attack. Following Bayer's attack with the dark purple crystal, all the humans on the opposite side turned into dark purple crystals. Any creature that touched the crystal would be turned into one as well. Bayer's sister said, so you might encounter danger if you stay here, but it seems like my strength has increased a lot more compared to before. Meanwhile, the demon lord felt a change within him. Ever since that brat messed around and did that explosion, I realized the power within me is gradually increasing. At this moment, a level 69 swordsman saw the demon lord distracted and tried to launch a surprise attack. However, the demon lord killed him with just one punch. He began to wonder what had happened. Just as I was about to go back through the teleportation door, the demon lord's father appeared in front of me. I exclaimed in a panic, wah! Oh, it's that old man boss. Ah, no. I mean father. You've grown stronger, haven't you? I have no patience left for you. Let's test you now. Is that so? I'm running out of patience. Let's start your test in advance. You pass as long as you're able to witness my attacks. If you die in the process again, I won't waste my time and energy to revive you anymore, especially since my blood wouldn't repeatedly save trash. No, no, no. Don't The demon lord's fist came crashing down, causing the ground to shake violently. The challengers around me were knocked off balance. Everyone wanted to know what happened to me. When the smoke cleared, they could only see my hand sticking out. However, the demon lord looked at his hand and was surprised to find a hole in it. What? For the strongest demon lord, this was an impossible thing to happen. Do you mean this kid? Look, right at this moment, I crawled out of the ground alive. I passed the test, right? At this point, everyone looked confused and said, what? That guy managed to survive after receiving such a big blow from the boss. So many exorcist knights with extremely high defense couldn't stand against the boss's attack, yet this guy is completely fine? Nice. It seems like those 100 levels didn't disappear, and I still have quite a high number of combat points. In addition to that, I also have that old man boss's blood inside my body. It's inexplicable, but it should be the appearance of the hell mode. The new panel covers the old panel, which made me look like I was at level 1. Oh well, I don't care. At least I managed to survive. At this point, my father started laughing hysterically, and I was extremely panicked. I didn't know if this guy's words could be trusted, and if he would come after me for revenge. He grabbed me and blamed me for making his hand look like that. Can you speak more clearly? I feel like I really made him angry this time, and I might die here. Kid, you passed the test. Do you really enjoy playing like this? Then he threw me towards the teleportation array and said to wait for him during mealtime. I was really scared. Soon it was mealtime, and I didn't expect the monster's nest to have such delicious food. My father said, it's the reward from winning the rounds. It's the same logic as the challengers getting equipment and items from monsters. Besides trying not to get killed, this is also one of the reasons why monsters and Monsters Lair participate in fights. I said, it seems like you're training me so that I can help you deal with those challengers in the future. And you, my dad, are going to enjoy enjoy all these luxuries alone. My father responded, "You are half correct. I'm trying this hard to train you because I need you to do something for me. But it's not as simple as you think. Leave this place and go to Manhwa's most divine place for knowledge, Manhwa's book chamber, and look for books related to God for me there." My boss father started to explain the reason he was training me. "From what I know, everything you see in this world was designed by the Creator." I used to be overjoyed as well at the fact that I'm a boss, but after meeting that challenger, I completely changed my mind. He told me, "You're indeed very strong, but don't be satisfied yet. Although the challengers can't kill you, there's the chance that the gods will one day remove you. There are many monsters outside who were suddenly removed by the gods without leaving a reason why. They're starting to change many new things about this world. You won't be able to escape from it either." Haha, that's right, me, Bear's sister, and everything here in the demon garden will be completely removed without a sound. Boss father, don't worry, let me, your challenger son, complete this difficult task for you. Finally, I can escape from his grasp. So I agreed on the surface, but I really just wanted to escape his control. Suddenly, he threw a big piece of meat to me and said that it was his favorite high-quality dragon leg. Seeing my weak and feeble appearance, he wanted to make me stronger. I suddenly felt a warmth that I had never experienced before. Since I was little, I've envied other families who feed their sons together, while I could only eat alone. This is the first time I've felt the love of my family. Thank you, Dad. Got it. It has been 3 years now, and during this time, my dad has been training with me all along. In reality, I have just been getting beaten up for 3 years. In this terrifying and torturous situation, my physical body has become significantly stronger. Nowadays, I am not the same person as before. You can tell just by looking at my muscular body. Although I can now withstand my dad's attacks for 15 minutes, his strength is still something I cannot approach. During these 3 years, I have not only been getting beaten up, I was able to understand the hell setting that appeared while I was leveling up. It was like the hell difficulty or locked quests in games, and the difficulty of the monsters would increase along with it. The moment I enter the monster lair during war, the hell setting would be activated, and all the monsters would have their strengths increased drastically. But then again, is this even helping me? Those who usually get reincarnated or something, don't they usually get bugs that will help them? Why does mine increase the difficulty instead? There should be a limit to how unlucky I can be. How long do you plan to stand there for? Go pack your things quickly and prepare to leave soon. What? Leave? I excitedly asked if I could finally go out and experience the outside world. I went back to the bathroom to get ready and saw Bear's sister. As I grew older, whenever I saw Bear's sister, my body would inexplicably feel hot, and I would unconsciously look at places I shouldn't be looking. I haven't had the courage to ask Bear's sister out on a date for 3 years. Whenever I see her, I'm always running away like a coward. I really want to be with Bear's sister, but there's probably no chance left anymore. Suddenly, Bear's sister said she wanted to help me bathe and asked me not to mind. I replied seriously, "What kind of a silly joke is that?" Then my attitude changed. Why wouldn't I be okay with that? So I walked into the bathtub and she started to wash my back. Why would Bear enter the water fully clothed? Life sure won't go as expected to. How nice would it be if Bear wore something like that to play with me in the water? No, I should do something about this. I can't just let my new life be full of regrets. I cleverly invited Bear's sister to play a game, and she happily agreed. Let's play rock, paper, scissors. Rock beats scissors, scissors beat paper, and paper beats rock. If I lose, I'll accept any of your requests. If you lose, you'll have to take off one of your clothing. How about that? Do you have the guts to play this game? I thought to myself, if she refuses, I'll just brush it off as a joke. This is a classic question for those who are afraid to get rejected. Unexpectedly, she replied, "I'll play." Did I hear it right? Happiness just came to me too suddenly. So we began the first round, and I unexpectedly lost. It was so frustrating. Bear's sister was thrilled to have won, and I had no idea what request she would make. To my surprise, she only asked me to bring her a gemstone when I returned home. I was so happy and excited, and I couldn't wait to play again. But this time, I decided to analyze the game more carefully. Based on psychological statistics, regardless of one's gender, the chances of someone putting out scissors are low, and the percentage of people putting out rock is extremely high. That's why putting out paper has a higher chance to win. But, Bear's sister, are the people here different from the people on Earth? So I closed my eyes and said that I was ready to start. When I opened my eyes, I finally guessed correctly and won. Bear's sister was a bit nervous about losing. Haha, researchers had once tested that the winning chance is 83% if you play it with your eyes closed. Also, for those who put out scissors for the first round, the chances of them putting out the same thing in the second round is low, which increases the chances of paper to win. But when I asked Bear's sister to take off a piece of clothing, I immediately felt that the request might be too much. You don't have to force yourself, Bear's sister. I was just joking. But to my surprise, she put her hand on her waist. What was she doing? I couldn't bear it, and my youthful blood rushed to my nose. Never mind me. I will continue to immerse myself in the world just now. Thank you. My life has no regrets. And so, I fulfilled my long-standing wish, and now I'm getting ready to head out into the world. After passing through the teleporter, I begin to let loose and be free. Who cares about any missions? I just want to have some fun. Finally escaping the clutches of evil, I must savor the beauty of this new world. First, I must acquire a massive amount of wealth with my strength. Then, I will taste all the world's delicious food. Lastly, I will take my my riches and have a wild time with some beautiful ladies. Just thinking about it gets me excited. Anyway, I want to enjoy myself first. My father's affairs can wait. But what if the Bayer sisters are in a hurry? I'll just postpone it for a little while. It won't be too long. My new life is finally beginning. I'm so happy. But just as I'm thinking that everything good is about to happen, my body starts to experience intense pain. What's going on? Why does every cell in my body feel like it's rotting away, like I'm being poisoned? Suddenly, a voice in my head says, "Kid, is your blood starting to reject you?" You guessed it. It's me. Yes, it's him. I'm filled with questions and anger. What the hell are you doing, old man? But to my surprise, this old man is incredibly intelligent. He injected me with his blood to bring me back to life, but it was only to control me. Old man, I'm your son. Must you really do me dirty like this just because I have some selfish thoughts? His response shocks me. Do you think I'm an idiot? We're not even the same species. I just went along with your idea. My blood isn't something that can fuse together with a human's blood because of some trick. However, you're special. That's why you're useful to me. So what you're saying is I'm the one and only. Huh, old man, if that's the case, you better do whatever you can to heal me. Otherwise, once I'm dead, there's no one left to complete that mission of yours. And I have a condition too. I must do what I want to do first before I help you. But still, it all depends on how you act. Old man. But suddenly, Demon Lord says, "Why? Say something." Old man, sigh. You brat. Why are you always like this? Why are you always saying things that will anger me every time we reach this point in our conversation? I'm starting to get sick of it. I try to explain. Always? What do you mean? When did I ever say such things to you before? Explain to me. And the Demon Lord asked me to look down the slope myself. I was deeply shocked inside. What does it mean to look down the slope? What's down there? How could it be? What is going on here? Why are all my corpses down the slope? Then the Demon Lord revealed all the secrets. As the boss, of course, I can only do things that are guaranteed. How could I just let you be without doing anything? Because someone like you is hard to come by. Every time after I turn you into a pulp, I save small bits of your limbs. This is all to ensure that you won't fully rot to death even if you ever choose to betray me, or else all my plans would be ruined. With parts of your limbs, I'll be able to revive another you. I usually keep the new limbs that I collected by replacing them with the old ones. This way, you won't lose a lot of your memory as well as notice that something is off. It's a perfect plan. However, what I didn't expect was that you would never be able to overcome that shitty personality of yours. You're always dying at this very spot. For someone who's afraid of death like you, how is it that you're never willing to take a step back? As long as you sincerely ask me for help, you wouldn't have to die. Why won't you just ask for forgiveness? And when I heard all of this, I burst out laughing. I stood up and yelled, "You stinky old man. Have you never heard of the rebellious stage? I've had enough." Then I jumped off the mountain cliff, waiting for death in silence. Suddenly, a group of human bandits appeared. After investigating my information, they found out that I was just a small level 1 demon and happily thought about how to deal with me. That's right, I'm actually really unlucky. I can't even die in peace. But then again, are they some kind of mountain bandits or thieves? Oh, whatever. I'm about to die anyway. Suddenly, someone said they were going to kill Horse Lady too. I curiously turned my head to look and said to the bandits, "Hey you, how about letting that Horse Lady go? I should be enough. I'm definitely 10 times tastier than her. And if you keep watch of this place, you'll get to encounter plenty of people that look exactly like me. I guarantee you that there's definitely enough." But they thought I was trying to trick them and shot an arrow at me. "This brat, you think I'm an idiot?" I quietly said. "You little piece of shit. That hurts. You bunch of assholes. Being able to meet such a pretty lady, yet you don't know how to appreciate it. Did some metal enter your head or something?" Suddenly, one of the bandits grabbed Horse Lady and started using a stun gun on her while saying to me, "Little kid, do you really want to save her? Okay then, come save her if you're capable of doing so. I'm gonna start torturing her now." I exclaimed, "Hey, how could you set the rules so suddenly? Can't you see that I can't move right now? Don't be such a prick." But the bandit just started shocking Horse Lady even more. I don't know what happened, but suddenly I was filled with rage and completely ignored my current state. I stood up and said, "Wait, I'll save you." But before I could do anything, I was hit with a stick and sent flying. The bandit taunted me. "Were you thinking of playing the hero? How dare you look down on us? You level 1 trash. Ha ha ha. This is so funny. What kind of hero were you planning to be to beat this level? Ha ha ha." At this point, Horse Lady was in really bad shape, and I had no choice but to come to terms with the bandit. I called out to the old man boss and said, "Hey, old man boss, can you hear me? I want to have a talk with you." The bandit was about to make the final blow on Horse Lady, and I had another bandit preparing to make the final blow on me. Seeing no other way, I shouted to the sky, "Old man boss." The bandit's knife came down, but he was surprised and felt danger. "Your sincerity, I've received it." It was as if my father had possessed me and blocked the attack. "I won't be able to stay inside your body for too long. The rest is all up to you." And just like that, the possession ended and my body felt restored. Now full of energy, I wanted to punch the bandits' heads. I disappeared in a flash, and the bandits were amazed at my speed. With a series of screams, I easily killed them all, leaving only the bandit who was torturing Horse Lady. When he turned around, he was terrified by the scene. I said to him, "What are you guys getting so excited about? I haven't even started yet."